Hello everyone and welcome to today's Daily Report Market Analysis videos with me, Richard Perry, Market Analyst at Hantec, on Wednesday the 6th of November. There's been a slight edging back of risk appetite, and as ever it seems to be this trade dispute between US and China that tends to sort of drive the market to and fro. And we've seen overnight that a report in the South China Morning Post that China are pushing for the US to relieve some of the tariffs that they've been putting on the $125 billion worth of Chinese exports into the US, and they want that to be removed. How the US responds to that is going to be interesting, because I think that could well be the next sort of phase in this tariff, in this trade dispute. So how this one pans out is going to be interesting. But markets have taken a little bit of a caution on the back of that. You've seen that the risk-averse flow has sort of resumed slightly. You've seen gold finding a bit of support today. You've seen the yen finding a bit of support. And also you've seen treasury yields, which have ticked a slight amount lower. Now, that is, to a certain extent, I suppose, unwinding some of yesterday's moves. And in the fact that we saw the dollar strengthening again. Look at that 98 level on the dollar index. Interesting resistance of old support, and the market just turning back from that, the dollar just losing a bit of traction in that move. Euro dollar back at an interesting level, 170 big figure, 160, 170 is a key support area. Dollar yen, 109 big figure, another key level to watch out for. Gold picking up from just around that 1480 level again. So really key moments, I think, for a lot of these markets here. I'll talk about the technical implications in a little bit, but you've seen equities just sort of losing a little bit of the strength that they've seen. S&P 500 a shade lower yesterday, futures a shade higher, so nothing really doing in terms of direction, but a little bit of a slight risk aversion that's coming through today. Now, what we have got today is little real data, apart from the Eurozone flash PMIs, which are a day delayed due to the fact that the public holiday that we saw, and subsequently that was last week. But subsequently we've seen the services PMI upwardly revised, and also that means the composite PMI upwardly revised slightly. I mean, still we're looking at sort of fairly stagnant type growth here at 50.6 on the composite PMI, but a tick higher from 50.1 that we saw last month. So that is an improvement that is notable, and we've seen euro dollar picking up on the back of that. Now, later this afternoon we've got the EIA inventories, crude oil build again of 1.5 million barrels expected today, and that is again just, I mean, we've seen this inventory build over recent weeks consistently, so that's just pretty much in keeping with that. That sort of could be a slight dampening effect on the rebound that we've seen on oil recently, but nothing excessive likely there. But let's also think about the Fed speakers that we've got today, Charles Evans and John Williams, both of which I think could be an interesting gauge, because Charles Evans is a dove, just a slight dove, but on the committee he's a voting dove, and John Williams is centrist. So it'd be very interesting to see what they say about the path of monetary policy and how it's been moving. Obviously, given the fact that the Fed's cut 3 times in the last 3 meetings. Okay, so that's onto my chart of the day, which is Euro Aussie. Very interesting breakdown, because we've seen the euro under pressure in the past couple of sessions, and that, interestingly, has continued this decline and downtrend on Euro Aussie. The Australian dollar doing well in recent weeks, and that really has affected through Euro Aussie, breaking down that support of 160.95 on a closing basis. With this downtrend, you've got momentum indicators which are all coming together to cross lower in negative sequence. You've got the RSI back under 40. MACD line's tracking decisively below neutral. You've got the stochastics bearishly configured. It suggests selling into strength. You've got the old support of that 60.95 breakdown. couple of lows on last week into this week, 61.10, 61.20. So you've got a nice little resistance band around 60.95 up towards 61.10, but the resistance of the downtrend comes in at 61.50 area today. So it's I think little rallies on Euro Aussie are a chance to sell. It seems though the Euro has lost its momentum in recent days, and certainly the Australian dollar continues to be a decent performer. So I think that this one is tracking lower, and a test of 58.90 looks to be on the cards. The initial support 60.15 from these couple of lows here. Yesterday's low 60.40. So selling into strength seemingly on Euro Aussie is the way to play that market. So it's sort of as I said, it's in keeping with how these major pairs have gone in recent times, certainly with the Australian dollar seemingly finding a renewed strength. So I wish you good luck in your trading. Click here to subscribe to our analysis videos, and also go to our website to sign up for our webinars.